Hello guys, and welcome to another video today. This time for some more CRL highlights for the Singapore Grand Prix Season 4. And as you can see, we're in qualifying, and it is a wet qualifying at Singapore. Singapore never fails to bring up some surprises. Didn't have the best ARR race around here last season, but yeah, for wet conditions in this, we did a 2 minute whatever lap time, I think 2 minute 3 I think I can see, on the full wet condition tyres, and now we're on the intermediates and the track's getting drier and drier and drier. In hindsight, I should have gone out longer. Maybe I should have come out at this point from the pit box, but unfortunately I didn't. Otherwise I would have probably got the best of conditions. So here's our first lap of the session, and we're taking it very steadily here. We don't want to be pushing it too much, and it's a very big challenge. Singapore as a whole is a very big challenge in the dry, but in the wet it's even more of a challenge. So yeah, it's not exactly the best combinations. It's probably one of the most straight tracks, along with Monaco, to have in the full wet conditions, and Baku. There's sort of 3 tracks in the wet. Probably the worst case scenario for everyone, but taking it relatively slowly, not as fast as you'd like, and we're heading down to this hairpin, which is really difficult to get right, and down to second gear, now the first gear, now she's short shifting to second, now third, now fourth, to reduce the real spin, now fifth, and that gives a good exit, and this was a pretty good lap here actually. We go, done a decent job here. We're not far off the pace of Rapidz, but the next lap we will actually want an even faster lap as well, and we'll see that in a second. Now going into the right here is very slow in the dry, but it's even slower in the wet. You've got to be really patient. You don't want to be understeering into the walls. That loses you even more time now down into sort of the, I think it's like a bridge section almost, and then going on third gear and just keeping it nice and steadily. Now right and left. I'm sorry, actually, there's actually no audio for this from the car, but there will be audio in the race. Don't know why I didn't record any audio. That's very interesting. And now into the last corner now, clip it nicely. Good run to the line, a little bit of oversteer, and across the line, and it's P2. So that's actually a really good lap from us. Only just being behind Tiz, and then we're on even a further improvement here, and we go really deep into this corner, and yeah, that was the problem. When it dries up like that, yeah, the braking zone changes. Now we're down on our lap, so we were up by a big margin, and we were still P2 at this point. So, and now P3 as people are starting to improve even more. And I was like, oh my god, I can go faster. And now into the last, couple of corners now, and I'm just trying to find a bit more time, and I knew there was more time in it. Last sort of couple of corners now, and here we go, and we cut it, and that invalidates the lap time. That was very, that was fuming with that, and now retire on that, and now I'm going to be down to like P5, even P6 on the grid. So if I had come out later on in the session, maybe come out like 4 minutes to go, and did one lap with 4 minutes to go where the track was drier, I'd probably been more up there, probably around where Lucky Dog was. So P6, not exactly the best qualifying from us, could have been much better than that, with Ives in pole, Matiz in second, Taylor in third, Lucky Dog in fourth, and Kibitz in fifth. So that's the order, us in sixth. But I didn't really get a good lap in. But here we go for the start of the race with 5 red lights, and it's actually twilight, and I wasn't the host of this session, so I'm not going to name out who was. This is really tricky, these conditions. Never done this before, but in turn 1, really cautious now. You don't want to be pushing it early, the early part of the race. You just want to be careful, as clean as possible. We're on the soft compound tyres. A lot of people going with the ultra soft. There is no rain predicted for this race, but as I said, this is a twilight race instead of a night race. We all drove and practiced in the night, and we're doing it at twilight, and twilight isn't... I'm not a fan of twilight. I feel it should be official, but there you go. The lobby host didn't get it right for this race, and I was pretty fuming with burnout in the party. I said to him, why? But as you can see, Lucky Dog actually clips Kibitz, and he's actually spanned round, so he's lost... Actually, no, he's still there. No, he's still there. It looked like he actually half-span it, and we've run out, so he actually gets past on us pretty easily, so he's now back up to P5 again. But yeah, these conditions are not like the brilliant, and it's actually very distracting, because when you practice one setting, you don't practice for this sort of twilight race. But yeah, that's the way it is. But it's been a very action-packed start to this race, as we're just trying to find the limit. And I was talking to Bernard actually making his way through the field. He's trying to get past Neil Tanner, or Bailey in this case. But we're trying to keep in touch with the leaders. They're actually all squabbling, and they crashed their Taylor, and I think that's with Tiz actually. So there you go, we're up into P4, and we're up behind Lucky Dog for our podium position here. So really, really good, just keeping it clean at this first lap. But yeah, here's where the twilight gets really distracting. Under the bridge section, the braking, you can't actually see with the brake, and the braking just like, you can see where you're braking, but you just feel like you have to brake earlier in the twilight conditions. It's very odd. That's my personal perspective of it. As we come along to the last corner, we complete our first lap as we're understeering like hell, and across the line we go, and that's a good first lap from us. And coming on to lap 2, and we've got Neil Taylor right behind us actually, and he's coming very quickly here, and we're going into the first corner, and we lock up big time. He's going to be right on us here, and we're going to try absolutely everything we can. He's got a really good exit from the second corner here, or third corner actually, rather, and he's going to go to the outside, a cut back on us, and it's going to be a quite easy done deal here. We'll have the DRS as well, I think. Is it DRS? Yeah, it's DRS. And he goes to the right hand side, we give him this room, we're not going to squeeze him into the wall, and the move's pretty easy for him. He's in P4, we're down to P5, so right now, obviously he's on the ultra tyres, it's easier for him to get past us, or on the softs. Yeah, that's the difference there in terms of tyres. So there you go, he's into P4, we're into P5, and now coming on later on to lap 5, we're still in 5th place currently. The 100 miles right behind us. We cut the corner, we get a freaking penalty. Now the safety car's actually out, not the VSC, the safety car. And there you go, the safety car's now being deployed, and we're just trying to slow the car down in the delta times. The safety car on this game has been renowned for being a little bit glitchy and a bit shit. And you'll see why in a second. And here we are. Right, I'm slow and I'm actually below my delta around about here. And look how close the Roger Moore gets to us. So he's actually on a different delta time to us, and he's actually on a more better. So actually we're on a slower delta than anyone else around us. So that was really confusing. And that shows again how bad a safety car is in this game. It isn't exactly perfect. I mean, I've actually done a lot of safety car running, obviously in AOR season 12 and in this league. It's bad, which is very surprising. But we're coming to the pit lane now, and we slow it all down, and there you go. I'm going to go on a set of super soft tyres, along with everyone else. Everyone's on the same thing. So that's the plan anyway. We brought on a set of super soft tyres, and then away we go. We get a really slow stop though. Actually, it's not been the best of stops from us. But yeah, that's just safety car. It's a very odd thing in this game. And it's actually the first time I actually have experienced problems with it since the start of the game. So that's very interesting. I don't know how that's come apparent anyway. But now, cutting on later on, obviously after this pit stop, any moment now we'll cut on. But away we go on the super soft tyres, and I'll cut on later on. And we're right behind Taylor now, and the safety car is coming in this lap. So a long time behind the safety car, and there's a lot of safety cars in this race. So this race is a very long, sweaty race. Honestly, it was horrible. So safety car's coming in this lap, and we're going to prepare for the restart. And it comes in quite early actually. But here we go, we're ready to go racing once again. And here we go racing now. And a bit of a meh restart from us. Taylor's a little bit all over the place. I'm going to try and find our way here, and actually cars, look at that, everyone's slow. Ice Cool's really slow to start. We're in the 16 Taylor Revolt, we get to the right hand side and get 16 with Ice Cool, and we're going to go around the outside of Taylor. Taylor cuts in and he nudges Ice Cool off, and we have a look at Taylor, but Taylor can't make a move and he hit the rear end, and Matilda's gone flying off as well. Second spin for him in this race, and we've actually got end plate damage, so that is incredibly irritating from us. But Taylor's got a really bad exit. We go to the right hand side here, and this is going to be a move for P6. So absolute drama on the restart of this race. And we go around the outside of him, he's on the inside for this next corner. We break as if we can. He goes a little bit deep here. We're going to cut back on him, and we're up into P6. So what a just mad restart to the race here. And we're right with Lucky Dog as well. He's on a set of soft tyres, but we've got end plate damage, and the car was feeling okay. But it does get worse and worse as tyres get more worn. It generally does. So there you go, and cutting on later on, and here, this is the most surprising bit of the race. I actually got a drive-through. Now, as you can see, from when it's up here, I got no drive-through penalty whatsoever under the delta time. I slowed down correctly. There was no drive-through warning to me at all. There was nothing. But now I randomly get a drive-through penalty. This game is actually appalling. So that's just how bad a safety car is, because I actually got no warning of it in safety car at all. I got no warning when I had to slow down to the delta. But here we come for our drive through on the same lap, and guess what? We pit. I wanted a drive through, not to pit. So yeah, so it's pitted me. I'm guessing that's because we had damage. That's what I'm guessing anyway. So now I've got to drive through. I got to go for the drive through again. I didn't want to pit. I made an extra stop than I needed to, so that's really screwed things up already. And at this point in the race, I was thinking my race is already over, and I was feeling, I wanted to retire, but I was like, let's continue on, see what it's like. I was going to say, I was saying to Burnout in the past, I want to get to lap 25ish, 24. If nothing's happening, then that's the way it is. But we come through for our drive-through penalty, and as RC Flyers actually left the session, and yeah, for the first time we actually do serve our drive-through properly, like I wanted to do last time around. So yeah, one extra stop that I needed to make, unfortunately, and that's the way it is. And it's really annoying because I didn't need this, but unfortunately that's the way the game works, and the safety car is just generally broken. I've never experienced how broken it really is, but to this race I really did find out how broken it really is. So that's unfortunate. But now going on later on to lap 11, and go for the last corner now, and actually someone's retired. I think that's Taylor. Yeah, Taylor's gone, so we're now into 11th place. So at this point it starts becoming a little bit of like elimination race, who can survive the longest. But now we're into P11, now 11, we're still last, and Magic Mole is ahead. But we're just trying to keep things positive now. We're on ultra tyres, we're quite a long way back as a result of this, so which is incredibly irritating. So I really need a safety car at this point in the race. But yeah, that's the way it is. These races just don't really run. Another safety car has been deployed now, as I say that. So safety car's been deployed once again. I'll slow down for this, but actually I do make the mistake here of not slowing down quick enough. And I'm really slow, but no, I'm not slow enough, and I do get a drive-through. So that's a fair drive-through, and that is my own mistake. So that is a fair drive-through from the game, but the other one wasn't. I should have only got one drive-through, not two. So that's really screwed my race up again, and I've got to go for a drive-through. And this lap, I thought you could throw. This is my mistake once again. This is just the mistake of Rapidz F1. I thought you could serve your drive-through during the safety car period, but you can't. So I went full retard and decided to pit. And I came into the pit lane, and they actually boxed me and put tyres on. I was like, what the fuck? I thought you could actually serve drive-throughs in during the safety car period, but you cannot. I found out you cannot. So in hindsight, pitting might have been the right option to go and set a super soft, if I'm being honest, because it actually turned out to be the right option because everyone else did it. So not actually a bad thing, but not necessarily good. So I got another drive-through to serve. So that's my second drive-through of the race. One that was caused by the game's fault. Second one being actually my fault. So yeah, that's the story of the race. But now the safety car is coming to the end once again at lap 15, and we're right behind Lucky Dog. We've caught up to the group luckily, which is the main thing. But already this race has been a very long one, even up to this point. So half distance, I think it was like half distance. We were only 40 minutes into this race. So yeah, long race. Obviously Singapore is the longest race on the calendar, so we're ready to go racing once again. We do go racing here. Connor's actually left the session, the Magic Mole's actually gone, and we get a really good restart. We take a really good opportunity to just go for it, and we do, and we're up to 8th place. We get a little bit of understeer here, and yeah, Neil turns right behind us. We're going to look for a move on the inside. We're going to leave him the space. We had a battle with him earlier. We're leaving the space into turn 1. We're going to go just make sure he doesn't have his nose there, and we stay in P8. So that's a really good defence from us. Connor is up the road. Obviously he's disconnected from the session. So P7 is up here. So Webb's here. So already the restart's been really good from us, and we're on a good recovery drive already. So this has been a really good start to the rest of the race. And I legit thought like 10 laps to go or 5 laps to go, my race was over. So the fact that we're in the position once right back in the points again, that's always good. But we're now right behind Joe here and Bernard. Look at this massive train. I was like, oh my god, we're actually in position to actually have a good crack at a top 5 here. And now looking at this hairpin, and someone's span here, and it's a Mercedes, and I think it's V6 span, and he's gone from the race now into P6. So once again, it's becoming a little bit of an elimination race. Who can make the fewest mistakes possible? And we see all this banter going up the front with Tears, Burnout, Joe, absolute chaos on this restart, absolute madness. And this is what I love about Singapore. It just, on the restarts, it just brings up madness. Burnout's been nudged up by, and then got another drive through. Oh, that's interesting. So we got that to serve now, so that's interesting. I actually think maybe I completely forgot about that. I don't have a clue really, but anyway, Burnout's just trying to find a way past here. He's looking for a way, but we come into the pit lane to serve the drive-through. I get it all wrong. Pit entry, by the way. He just absolutely balls it up like hell. And we come in. Let's hope that actually the pit guys don't serve us. I really do hope so. Anyway, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but No, we don't get third, I don't think. So actually, that's good. So we actually saw our drive through again. It's our second one of the race, which is a fair one, the one we needed. And away we go once again. So down to last place again. This race has been just absolute shambles. And yeah, I mean, now we're only on for 1 point, which is just really annoying. And I just can't help it. You just can't help it, really. And that's the way it is. You know, these races don't get your way. Come on, the lap 18, right behind Ice Cool. And this actually goes into actually a nice little battle here. We're right behind him, and we're going to try and get past him. We're looking to the inside of the chicane. No, nowhere past. We're going to try and get in the slipstream. He's on a soft compound, so it should be a relatively easy move. And we're in the slipstream. We're not catching enough. That might be because we've got some sort of, I don't know, slipstream glitch, possibly. I don't know, maybe. But we get a good run through there, and now it's the tyre section. This is where we actually do probably perform a bit better than him. Going to the right and now the left. And look how, he's all over the place, right with his rear end. If I was not aware of what I was doing, I probably would have killed him. So he's a lucky man, because you know, he would probably have been, I probably would have hit him and he would have probably gone straight on. So I'm getting very close to him, all over him very much. And I'm just making sure I don't hit the rear end of him and cause myself even more damage. So here we go, get a really good run here. Oh my god, it's so slow off the exit of turn last corner. I mean, it's DRS now. Look, I'm not closing. I'm looking to the inside, but I can't make it stick. I can't make it stick. He's on really wide at the inside. Can I make this one stick? He's on the outside though, so I'm taking a shorter line. Short shifting as much as he can. He's obviously on the better line really, and he can be on the inside here. He's putting up a real big fight here, and oh my god, he just goes so deep, and he's not even aware that I'm there. So DRS now activated here. I was getting a little bit agitated at this point. I was like, this is a little bit borderline in terms of what you can and can't do. So I'm right there with him, and I'm just trying to go for a move, and I just can't get it done. But he's gone a little bit deep here, and we get a really good run. And right on his rear end, have to brake again, and we go to the inside. I was like, this is enough. I can't take this anymore. We go for the move now, and we get the move done. I'm gonna go round the outside of Ice Cool, and that is it. We're into P9. So good move there from us. Really good racing, and enjoyed it. But it was tense because it was parking it on the apex like hell. So there you go, that's 21. Another car retires here, and we're now into, well, we're going to be into P8. I think that's Bailey who actually retired. It doesn't come up on the screen, but we're now in P8, so 4 points on. So staying in this race is actually really rewarding us, and keep going on to lap 23. I don't know what actually happens here. Let's have a little look. I think someone's actually in the pit. Actually, Rapidz has retired, so he's actually now retired from the race. Now we're going to be into P7, so that's fantastic. And again, it's a process of elimination. People are retiring, people are making mistakes, whatever, and you know, continuing on. But it's now into 6 points, so thank God we stayed in this race. We're still in last place, which is good. Ice Cool actually did retire earlier as well, so doing a superb job right now, just keeping it in there. And oh my god, that's Rapidz's car actually. Now I'm into P6, so that actually hits his retired car. So that's fantastic. I'm right behind Connor, who still actually left the session. He actually gone ages ago, so his car's still here. And I thought in this game, after 5 minutes of inactivity and not joining back, you can't get back in again. So and it deleted the car, but obviously not. But we're right behind Joe once again, and he's just going on the pit lane. You know, fresh setup, ultra soft. So I'm trying to stick with him, but I knew at this point that I probably wouldn't be able to overtake him. But no, look, he's hit the wall. He goes straight on, and he's actually exploded. Legit, just exploded in front of me. So he's gone from this race now into P5, and that is really being the race. That is actually the end of the race. We'll get P4 because of Connor, because Connor just doesn't, obviously because he left the session way ages ago, he doesn't get any points for it. So we'll get P4 in this race, and going up to race 7. Bernard's behind us now as well. He had a pit because he had a really bad race too. So both Renault drivers, both of us have actually had a really appalling race. And nothing really went our way here. And we've gone raw. I'm saying that. There you go. He's retired now, so we're now in last position, which is funny. And but it'll be soon 4th when Connor actually well, after the race. So that'll be that anyway. And but that is it really. The race is over now. We're just trying to get to the end of this race. At 31 now, obviously wins the race fantastically. Awesome race from him, and fantastic job. And now we come to the end here. I was saving the tyres as much as I can, but to come home in P4 technically, which is P4 or P5 or P4. It's P4 actually, because Connor didn't actually finish the race. He actually left us ages ago. To get that result is fantastic from all the bad luck we had. So guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content on this channel, and I'll see you for some more CRL highlights very soon. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye boys.
I'm holding on.